Hi, this is Kushla from KushlaChadwick.com, helping you to create a business that you'll love. And today is the first video post for 2013, and I thought it would be a perfect time to talk with you about how you can take all those creative ideas you have and actually get your stuff out there. Like, I know as entrepreneurs we write notes on little notepads and we store little thoughts in the back of our mind somewhere, and then we put them little notes and documents and folders on our desktop, and then we start working on them, and quite often we don't get things done, right? We don't get them completed, and if we had, they would have been great products or services for us to offer. So I wanted to help you by giving you 5 tips to help you just get your stuff out there, get it done. Okay, so the first tip that I have is to set deadlines, and I know that sounds very 80s, because it probably is, or maybe 70s or something, who knows, but set a deadline because they really do work. So I call deadlines friendly pressure. They're just a bit of friendly pressure, just to push you, keep you moving forward, help you not to get distracted also, from things that otherwise would be a distraction. Like, let's admit it, there are 1,000 different things that could possibly distract you, right? So set a deadline, make sure that you write it down, make sure that it's somewhere where you can see it every day, make sure that your whole team knows about it and does the same thing, okay? Anyone who's working on this needs to be aware. Now, the deadline is a few things you need to know. One, it needs to feel doable. Not easy, but just doable. It can feel a bit of a pressure, but that's cool. It just needs to feel doable. And you also need to know, if you get to the deadline and you haven't completed it, that's not a big deal. All you need to do is to reset the deadline. Again, it's got to feel doable. Have a look at, maybe you need to switch things up a little bit if you need to reset your deadline. But sometimes it's just a matter of circumstances, things have happened. For example, last year in November, I had a deadline to release a certain project in November. And it didn't happen because our house sold, and that meant needing to find a new house. Like, our house had been on the market for a year. Wasn't expecting it to sell just around then, but it did sell, which meant having to find new schools for the kids, etc., etc. So, I just felt it was best if I put the deadline back rather than trying to kill myself to get it done. So you can do the same thing, but deadlines really are a help to you. The second tip that I have is to put some downtime in, because when you're being really creative sometimes, it just takes up all this mental energy, which strains our physical bodies. And then we're just spent for everything else, right? So we want to take care of ourselves, and that means getting some downtime in, whether that is taking an extra nap in the middle of the day when you probably wouldn't normally, just because you're a bit extra tired, or, going out and relaxing with some friends or family, whatever. Just put some downtime in. And I know that could be part of your normal schedule, but sometimes you need to put a bit more downtime in when you're working on creative projects. And the upside of that, ironically, is that quite often when you put your downtime in, take a little notebook with you, by the way, because quite often that's when you get some really brilliant ideas which will help on your current project or maybe future projects as well. The third tip that I have for you is actually to spend time outside. So you could implement this with part of the second tip, which is putting downtime in. And by time outside, I mean actually connecting to the earth with your bare skin. So you know that I have a bit of a natural health background, and this is not woo-woo science here, right? It's actually when you connect with your bare skin, right, to the earth. I won't go into it, but basically it helps the brain. So your left brain, right brain, they start to synchronize and work together at the optimum levels on each side. So you really want to connect to the earth. You might not be able to do it for long periods of time, but know that it doesn't just help your brain, it helps all the systems in your body. So that's a great way to help your creativity, is get outside, connect to the earth. Also, you'll find that just being outside, the earth is a very inspiring place. Okay, quite often as entrepreneurs, sometimes some of us work outside. Like, I like to work outside on my iPad sometimes and stuff as well. Or, you might just not have to do much work on a computer. But many entrepreneurs do work on the computer. So you're inside like little hermits and stuff, right? So get outside, be inspired by what's outside. It's really an inspiring place, right? The fourth tip that I have for you is to get out of your cave. How I was talking about how we're out on the computers a lot of the time. Get out of your cave and get some feedback. Because sometimes I feel like we really do hibernate for really intensive periods of time. And while we're in there creating, we just get carried away with our own thoughts and ideas. And this is where it's really dangerous, right? Because we can follow a line of thought with our projects, and we might think that it's awesome, but we'll get it like nearly done, ready to release, and then we'll find that it's not actually what our audience or what our tribe really wants. And the thing is, when you actually get out of your cave along the way from early on, find people who are interested, maybe previous clients. If you haven't got many previous clients or any yet, you can still find out, like get in forums or groups, ask for people's feedback. You can set up a meta group if you're not technologically challenged yet, or someone in your team can do it. But just ask around, send out emails, say, what do you think of this? I'm trying this. Get feedback and make sure that you're moving what you love doing and your creative ideas into something too that's people really want and people are really going to love. They need to come together. So get out of your cave and get feedback from a real group of people, real audience. And the fifth thing that I have for you, and this might be challenging for women, well, some people say it's challenging for women, but it's just so necessary, is to stop multitasking all the time. So you don't have to stop multitasking sometimes. I'm a mum. I still do multitask a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even though I know that multitasking can be really bad, it also can be really awesome. But in your work, in your business, particularly when you're creating stuff, you need to harness your ability to focus and to be really clear, and multitasking really doesn't do that, okay? It actually really distracts from being focused, and focus, again, is another friend of yours. So focus is your friend. You don't want to multitask, and those are the 5 tips that I have for you for today. I think that if you can do those things, that you really are going to be able to get past most of your hurdles. You won't get distracted. You'll be able to focus. You'll be able to actually put your ideas into action. So I hope that those help you, and I hope you have an awesome new year getting your stuff out there. I know that you will. So if you want more great tips for your business, please come on to KushlaChadwick.com and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to look out for what my team and I have been creating, then definitely subscribe and come and join us at Facebook as well, at Kushla Chadwick, and have a look at the end of January. We'll be releasing, I'm not going to tell you my specific date yet. You have to get onto my subscribers list to find out, but end of January we will be releasing a new website, and it's just so wonderful at the stage. I can't wait for you to see it, and I shall speak to you soon. Have an awesome week. Bye.